Hi everyone, this is an explanation of homework number 2, problem 11a from chapter 12. They need us to do the statement of cash flows for this company. For that, they gave us the comparative balance sheets and additional information. We are going to start by entering the period in which this statement of cash flows is meant to be. So here we are going to start with the cash flows from operating activities. For this, we need the net income. The net income is given in the additional information here in point number 4. Net income for this year was this amount, so we are going to copy that. And we need to do adjustments to reconcile the net income to net cash provided by operating activities. We are going to start with depreciation expense. The depreciation expense is given in the first point. Operating expenses include depreciation expense of this amount. We copy that. Then we are going to do an analysis of what affects the cash flow. We are going to start with the inventory. From this year to this year, we see that the inventory is increased. So we are going to select here an increase in inventory. So the difference between these two amounts of both years is going to give us this number. And this number is negative. Why? Because an increase in inventory, it means that we spend more cash in inventory. So in the cash flow, the cash is decreased. So the increase in inventory means a decrease in cash. That is why this is negative. So we are going to do that analysis in the other accounts. The next one is accounts receivable. From this year to this year, we can see that it is decreased. So there is a decrease in accounts receivable. The difference between both years is this amount. And this is positive because it means that by a decrease in accounts receivable, our customers paid us what they owe us. It means that we have more cash. Then we are going to continue with accounts payable. From this year to this year, we see that it is increased. So there is an increase in accounts payable for the difference between both years. The difference is this amount in this case. It is positive because an increase in accounts payable, it means that maybe by debt or other, there is an increase in cash. So it's positive in the cash flow. Next we have prepaid expenses. And from this year to this year, there is a decrease. So there is a decrease in prepaid expenses. And the difference between both years is this one. It is positive because a decrease in prepaid expenses means that this year, 2017, we spent less cash in prepaid expenses. So it is positive in the cash flow. And then this point we are going to do with additional information. Here in point number 5. It says that equipment costing this amount with a book value of 13,690 was sold for 10,952 cash. So it means that we sold the equipment for a lower price, lower than the book value. So there is a loss there. So we choose here loss on disposal of plant assets. And this amount is 2,738. Okay, and this is positive because in the cash flow, a loss on disposal is positive and a gain on disposal is negative. Okay, in this case, it's negative. I mean, it's positive because there is a loss. How we got there, we subtract both amounts to have that, the book value less the amount that was sold. We are going to sum all of these adjustments. And we have here the net cash provided by operating activities, which is the sum of the adjustments and the net income. Next, we have the cash flow from investing activities. Here we have the sale of land. In this case, we are going to use the balance sheet and the additional information because land is mentioned in both. Here we can do the difference between both years, but that is not enough because land is mentioned here again in number 6. It says that common stock were issued in exchange for land with a fair value of this amount. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to sum this amount to the amount of last year, and we are going to subtract this amount to have the book value in which the land was sold. So we are going to do that, this amount plus this amount less this amount. Okay. That way we have the sale of the land is this amount. By the sale of that land, we have cash, so it's positive in the cash flow. Then we have the purchase of equipment, which is mentioned in number 5. It was purchased for this amount, cash. And equipment was sold too. Maybe we sold the equipment and then we purchased other equipment. So equipment was purchased by this amount, and then equipment costing this amount was sold for this other amount. So that sale we enter here. Here we have the net cash used by investing activities. This is the amount. I need to clarify here that this is negative because we are purchasing the equipment, we are spending cash. So in the cash flow, this is negative. So the sum of these three have the result -2. Finally, we have cash flow from financing activities. And the only financing activity we find here in the balance sheet and in the additional information is number 3, because we talked about depreciation, land, net income, equipment, land again. So what we have left is cash dividends. So we are going to copy this amount, paste it here, and we look for payment of cash dividends. Okay. Then we have the net increase or decrease in cash. In this case, is an increase because the result of the sum of the operating activity, investing activities, and financing activities is an increase in cash. I need to mention that here this number is -2. It is negative because we are paying the dividends to the stockholders with cash. So that is negative in the cash flow. And then the net increase in cash is the sum of the three activities. Here we need to choose the cash at beginning of period. You can find the cash at beginning of period in the last year. And here in the cash at end of period is the sum of the cash at beginning of period and the increase in cash. And this amount is this one. And I can say that these operations are well done because this amount needs to be equal to this amount, the ending cash of the year. Here we have the non-cash investing and financing activities. This means that they don't affect cash. Here is acquired land by issuance of common stock. What we talk about number 6, these shares of $1 per value common stock were issued in exchange for land. And that is what we enter here. The amount or the value, the fair value of that land. Paste it here. And we finished. Finally, this was a long activity. We're going to submit. As you can see here, everything is well done. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it and it was useful for you.